to That's Just Lola here again with my girl Mello. We've been talking about feminism and LBGT, and we told you guys who we are. We introduced ourselves to you. Man, this has been a great conversation so far. You know, we said that we're coming back, and our next conversation is a little, it's not strange, but
I've never heard of it until today.
okay, what is a date rebate? Y'all know what a date rebate is? What is a date rebate? Okay, so tell a story.
All right, so apparently this guy, I heard this on the news this morning, by the
Okay.
way, Channel 5.
Okay.
You know, they saw all the smut stuff.
Right.
So they were talking about how this guy had taken this woman out on a date, and the date didn't go very well. It didn't lead, up to his expectations at all. And so he sent her an email requesting a refund on the money that he spent on her.
Okay,
So Lola just coined date rebate.
date rebate. So don't try to take it because we coined it already. We done bought the website and everything. Okay, so
But yes, this was his thing.
okay, so he wanted a date rebate. All right, so he wanted a date rebate, but what were his expectations? Was he trying to get a little piece?
No, I think they just didn't click. When it's to me, when you're going on a date, especially if it's your first date, you don't know what's going to click and what's not.
So-
you can't be going into that with a loss. I'm taking a loss.
So he
You
like-
have to
he-
go
he
in.
wanted
This
like
is
a
an
prenup?
investment in. Well, I
He
guess
wanted like a prenup for the date.
a pre-date.
He wanted a
Pre-dating up.
pre-dating up.
Pre-dating up.
So he
Prenup
wanted
date.
he wanted to
Pre-
know this. He
pre-dating
wanted to guarantee pretty much that if he
Yeah.
spent his. But see, that's that old nonsense.
What? Oh, that's some new foolery.
No, dudes, it's unspoken. If they take you out and they spend a certain amount of money on you, a lot of guys who are classless and don't have respect for women think that that means that they should get something.
So they should put out because I put up.
Something.
I put up the money, so you should put out.
Something. I don't know what they want you to put out all the time, but something. Yeah. So it's that mindset to me that would lead you to say to somebody or lead you to send somebody an email saying, "Hello, Susan. You know that date we had last week, Wednesday? Well, actually, Susan, it was bad. And now, Susan, I want my money back. I spent $53.22 and I want my money back." That's what he sounds like. I don't give a shit what he really sounds like. If he asks for his money back, that's what he sounds like to me.
Well, if he's asking for his money back because he felt like the date didn't go that well, or because he wanted her to put out, what if the date is not going well? You want me to put out, we go home, and that's worse than a date. Can you give me back what you took from me?
Well, it's not take. It's fair exchange. Ain't no robbery.
This was a fair exchange too. You asked me out, we went. I'm
No,
sorry
no.
you didn't enjoy my
No.
company, but I'm not gonna pay.
Yeah. I don't think that the person should, because this is the thing. Suppose she files a countersuit
Exactly.
and says, "Well, guess what, nitwit? I didn't have any fun with you either. Your conversation was dry.
I
your
wasted
jokes were stupid.
X
and
amount
your
of
breath
time.
smell bad. Can you give
I
me
want
back
my
my
money
money?
back.
Plus the money that I now have to spend to go to the doctor to get my nose hairs unsinged."
Because I swear all I can smell is your breath.
It's your breath. So I want you to give me my money back for that. Now, that's what she should have done. That's what she should have said. How about this?
Well, maybe she will. Maybe tomorrow on Fox 5.
I'm gonna call
That's
her.
what
What's
they
your
will
name,
say.
shawty? Let me tell you what to say. You can send him back
Yeah,
an
get
email.
at it.
That's
get,
right.
Get at us and
Get
let
at
us
me.
know what your name is.
We gonna
so we're
tell
gonna
you.
help you.
We gonna tell you.
With a comeback.
A comeback.
For this new foolery from this new generation of I want my
Were
money
they young
back.
people? Were they millennials? Does
Yeah,
that
they're
sound like some
millennials.
dumb millennial
Yes,
stuff?
that's millennials.
What is wrong with y'all? What did y'all? I mean, okay, so when I was millennials are 30 something, right? Yeah.
Are they? No, I think they're in their 20s.
You gonna make me have another
Google
Google
it.
moment? Millennials are in their 30s. Next gens or some other X gens are in their 20s. Millennials are 30 somethings, I think. Y'all will let us know. Tell us, are millennials 30 somethings?
I think the millennials are the 20s.
Well, whatever these
20s.
folks are, they do silly stuff. And they think that they understand.
They might be in their 30s,
I
like
think
late
that's
20s,
millennials.
early 30s, because that's what they saying about, that's who's calling DC the new DC.
A person reaching young adulthood around the year 2000. Yeah, that's a millennial.
So they're in their 30s.
They're in their 30s.
No, well, they're in their, they're in their 30,
They're in their
35.
They're in their 30s. They just, to me, they just don't have a good grasp on reality. And they have an entitlement thing that seems to run a vein that seems to run through everything. So now I see it even runs through their dating. Because I love y'all. My stepchildren are millennials.
Yeah, but somebody dropped the ball in our generation.
We're not old enough to have no millennials.
Oh yeah, no, you're right.
That's the people in their 50s.
Yeah,
the people in their 50s have I don't have any millennials.
Well, no, we don't have any millennials, but somebody dropped the ball.
Yeah, they did. Because what kind of mindset do you have that makes you think that it's okay to even act like? Because that's just an example. Now, this one thing, that's just an example. She's talking about the date rebating. That's our phrase, by the way. I just want to say it again. The date rebating. That person thinks that that's okay to do, but that's a manifestation of a mindset.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Is.
Like to think that you could do that to somebody, even in the workforce. I don't work a 9 to 5, but I'm self-employed. But the horror stories that I hear about people working with some of these 30-somethings because of the lack of respect.
Oh, yes, most definitely. I mean, I don't do it either. I don't work a 9 to 5 either. I'm self-employed as well.
Right.
But but I can only imagine the bull that you have to go through. Can you imagine having to go interview with one of them? It's horrible.
Well, they don't seem to have and I hate to generalize, a lot of them that I've encountered in business, let me just do that disclaimer.
Yeah, because they're not all that way.
They're not all that way. Don't seem to have the respect level is low, and they don't seem like they know they have to earn stuff.
Exactly. Well, no, they think that they have earned it because they went to school and they have all this quote unquote book knowledge based off of whatever it is that they're doing. Whereas opposed to, in my understanding, most careers, you need books and street knowledge.
Right.
You know, very few careers do you need just book knowledge, except for like surgeons. I need you to have all the book knowledge.
Yeah, we need you to study hard.
That's possible.
You need to be real smart.
Exactly. Lawyers, I need you to have both.
Right.
I need you to have studied the books and studied the streets as well. So I think that they have this, like you said, entitlement feeling for whatever reason because they've gone to school. They're the new, young.
I don't even know if it's always because they went to school. I think part of it is they are part of the Google generation.
Well, yeah, they think
they're part of a generation that has had exposure to so much more information that we do, and sometimes access to information has a tendency to make you feel like you're superior because you know.
That's true.
So a lot of the things, like with their parents, I think they have a tendency to behave in a way that they know more than their parents because they have had access to a broader base. Remember us? Our information came from Encyclopedia Britannica.
Right.
Yeah. So you couldn't even do a report unless you went to the library.
17.
Right. If you didn't have Encyclopedia Britannica, you didn't know nothing. The smartest kids was the ones
report.
Mom and daddies made them sit there and study the damn. I had friends like that. Mm-hmm. They would sit there, and I had a girlfriend that was like her recreation. What you doing? I was sitting here reading an Encyclopedia, volume number 10. The hell?
Did you know that antelopes graze only in Africa after the 5th sundown of the first month while
that person,
eating kettle corn?
Yeah, no. He said kettle corn. But no, I mean, there were kids like that. I had friends like that. I wasn't one of them people. Matter of fact, I don't think we had an Encyclopedia Britannica in my house.
What? Oh, we did.
We had to go to, I'm going to get in trouble. Mine. If we had one, I'm sorry. I did.
I know y'all had a dictionary because I
had a big red one. A big red one like that.
Yes,
the
Webster's. The Webster's dictionary. Yes, it had gold letters on it. Everybody had one.
And after a while, the gold letters got rubbed off, right?
The gold was off.
Gold was off.
But then so they were gray.
Yeah, everybody had that. And then you had to go to the library. But going to the library was even kind of social.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you go to the library, hook up with your friends, y'all hang out.
That's what it's like now.
You don't really spend that much time in the library.
Because they at the library now on the computers.
Oh, yeah.
It's disturbing. Music playing, and I'm trying to do a resume down at the other end or something.
Really?
And you up here.
Is that loud?
Oh, yeah.
See, I'm used to the days of the libraries where you walk in the little library and just go, shh.
Yeah, nah. They pick a fight with the library who goes, shh now. Bitch, what?
Y'all don't scare the librarian.
They do.
Really?
Yes.
See, I haven't been to a local library in a minute. Everything I read, I get off Amazon and I keep.
You have to have security at the library these days.
Aww.
That's a daggone shame. The security at the library where I live, but I live in the hood.
That's sad.
Mm-hmm. They walk up and down. It is very sad. Because you have to go get the security, say, can you come get these people out of here who are playing, who got the music going, ain't got no headphones. What are you doing?
Well, I mean, and I didn't mean to make this a millennial basher session, because I don't mean that. Everybody's got good. The millennials are the way they are because of the world
I'm not even talking about the millennials. I wish I was.
Well, you just talking about the little children.
I'm talking about, well, no, what's right after the millennials?
The next Generation X, Gen X.
Gen X, so that's from high school up to...
That's 20-somethings.
20-something.
That's, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they're off the charts, too. They're a little scary to me because they ain't scared of nothing.
They're really not. Oh, no, but the ones coming up now are the ones who are not scared of nothing.
They're not scared. None of them. From the 20-somethings, they're not scared of anything.
They're not scared of anything or anybody. And I think that's dangerous. I think that you get into a lot of trouble.
It's respect, and because I was never scared of my parents, but I had respect for my parents.
Exactly.
So there's a difference. They don't have respect for anybody.
They don't.
Because, like I said, but it's the age of information. When you get so much information, you have so much access. My grandkids, okay, I have grandchildren through my previous marriage. They were my stepkids' children, are my stepkids' children. These little boys, they know so much. They know so much. And consequently, I love them to death, but they can be little smartasses because they know so much, And so it's hard to kind of make them feel like you got something over them because they feel like, she don't know. Like the worst thing, we were joking about doing homework with these kids.
Oh, my God.
Because you can't even sit down with them like, Nana, can you help me?
No.
You need to go back to school or ask the teacher or ask your mama. Or somebody else's mama. I can't help you.
Don't ask anybody's mama. We don't know this shit. This is ridiculous.
Well, his mama does because she's 20-something.
She might.
No, she might. You're right.
Because this Common Core stuff that everybody's doing now.
Yeah, she going
I'm telling you that because I'm telling you. Telling you, I don't understand what this Common Core stuff is. Listen, it was really funny. I was on Facebook and somebody had a little something that they recorded themselves talking to their daughter about the homework, and so they were reading and they were like, so the milkman went to the store. He had 20, and then he came back with. She said, you don't know? When you in the school when they went, I don't know. You supposed to know this. Now, I done took my test. She was frustrated. And that's how it is. Trying to tell them something, and I'm teaching them, well, listen, all I know how to do math is doing it this way. I don't know how to do it that way. I can't help you.
Well, no, it got like that right before my son got out of school. My son is 23. And right before he graduated, that's how it was. And I would be sitting down with him, and he would say, Ma, can you help me? Okay. You got some papers that tell us how we're supposed to do this?
Right. I need to take a test first.
Can we phone a friend? Because I don't.
I'm going to use all my lifelines.
Because I don't know how to do none of this stuff you got. Can we phone a friend? Because mommy don't understand. And you hate saying you don't understand because you don't know it. Because
then they think you stupid.
And they think, I'll never forget the day my son asked me a question. He turned around and said, I don't know. He was like, but I thought you knew everything.
Yes. And they do. They be like, you don't know? You don't know? I don't know. I'm sorry.
We don't know, boo.
I don't know.
We don't know. And I felt bad. And when they say that to you, you realize you don't know. You be like, oh my God, now he knows I'm not a God.
Right. Look, these not even my kids, and I feel that way because I'm like, oh man, so he gonna be calling me stupid.
But they do, and I don't think. But up until they get to a certain age and they get exposed to other little ignorant ass children who call people stupid when they don't understand stuff. But up until a certain age, they just still think, well, she might not know that one thing.
Oh yeah, no, they sneaky stuff because they're kids. They think you don't know nothing about that. But I'm gonna tell her, yep, I did. No, you didn't. I know you didn't. How do I know you didn't? Because I didn't when I was your age.
Right. Well, we got those. But see, now those are the things that I'm saying that I feel like, I don't know, generations are just different. People are just different. My mother always says things have changed. I think they have changed. I think more than people change. And I think the things that people have to deal with on a regular basis, the things that people are exposed to, the stresses that people have.
Life.
I just
evolving.
think that, and it's gotten so fast paced.
Really
that I just think everybody is, and I think that these kids come out like that. Like they come out faster.
They've been here before.
My goddaughter is 6 months old the other day, and she's getting teeth. I met a baby yesterday that was 7 months old. That little joker got 4 teeth in his mouth. So they're coming here more prepared to handle the world.
They've been here before.
Well, no, see, I have a script that I have an outline for about that all of these, they all been here before.
Yeah.
They just came back. They've come back to help save us from ourselves.
Yo, that would be some fun. That's funny. They've
come back to help save us from ourselves.
That's funny. I can see that like a daddy daycare thing.
Yeah, kind of like, but more deep. So,
yeah.
You know, I tell you, I have had the best time. You guys, I hope you all had a great time too on our freshman edition of That's Just Lola. We just rapped and we talked and we had a good time. We laughed, right? Like we always do.
Oh, yeah.
We always will. We had an awesome time. Hope you guys come back and share with us again. We'll be back next week.
Yes.
We just thank you for coming. We feel like you're in our living room. And we truly, truly, truly hope that you enjoy. Tell your friends, tell your mama, tell your Aunt Susie, tell your Uncle Joe, tell Boo Boo and them. Tell everybody to check us out. Lily, Boo Boo, Baby, Nene,
Leroy, Tyrone.
Shay Shay. You know,
call them all.
If you live in D.C., there's a Shay Shay.
Unfortunately.
Somewhere there's a Shay Shay. You guys, we love you. Thanks for joining. That's Just Lola. See you next time. Bye. Peace. Love you.